Even so, what up, everybody? So this is part two of Holy Week and Santeria. I couldn't think of anything clever. Okay, so if you haven't seen part one, definitely check it out. But I just want to go over it because I'm doing this back to back. I can't remember exactly what I said in the first one. So Holy Week, honoring Jesus. So number one, and these are in no particular order, but I didn't want the videos to be too long. So number one, it represents putting white all over your orishas. A white sheet represents basically honoring what the slaves did. Since the slaves had to hide their religious beliefs from the slave master, by you putting white, it's you hiding your orishas. And then number two, honoring the traditions of my ancestors. My grandmother, who's Puerto Rican, was super hardcore. Like during Holy Week, there's no TV, no music, no entertainment, no cursing, no sexual activity, no going out. It's not a time for fun and play and entertainment. Cooking is done days in advance, so there's no cooking Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Very solemn time. You pray your rosary. It's not a time to be acknowledging all your spirits, your Congo and your Indios and your gypsies. It's not a time to be acknowledging any of them. Your boveda is taken down. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put the picture of my boveda, what it looks like right now. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. If you notice, I don't have any statues or anything honoring any of my muertos. I have my main fuente flipped over. I took out the water, and I have it flipped, and I happen to have the crucifix on top, and a candle that this is something I personally do. The candle is not to give, it's not light in honor of my spirit to give him luz y por eso, but in acknowledgement of Jesus Christ. This week and this time is only to acknowledge Jesus Christ. Everybody else gets put to the wayside to honor one specific man, Jesus Christ. Okay, so as you saw, sorry I had to speed it up, like I did a little quick, but as you saw, there's a white sheet. What some people do, they have mad statues and stuff, and they have like just their boveda consists of like just statues and mad statues and fuentes and stuff. They'll just put a large white sheet, a lot of times like a flat twin size, like for bed or whatever, and put it on top, or a towel. Use what you got. For me, and also all the waters are all taken out. A lot of times, not even a candle is given. Like I said, for me personally, I lit that one flame in honor of Holy Week, in honor of the sacrifice of Jesus. If you believe that. Like I said in my last video, I'm Catholic, or was baptized Catholic. So yeah, there's no acknowledging, there's like, you can, like the rosary's done, but there's no oración to the Madama or the suicidal spirit or the spirits that need light, oraciones to the Congo and the gypsies. This entire week is dedicated to Jesus and the sacrifice that he made. Oh, and then, okay, so I'm gonna show you right now, when it comes to the orishas, what I've done personally, and what a lot of santeros do, depending on your lineage. So speak to your godparent. Don't just do something because you saw me do it. Speak to your elders. Then when it comes to espiritismo, that's what my grandmother did, but she was like super hardcore, no entertainment, no nothing, and all your stuff acknowledging all your spirits goes down. Okay, But when it comes to ocha, check this out. Yeah, so this is it. My warriors are underneath a white sheet. A lot of olochas or people that are crowned will put white sheets on their orishas. Not to say that so the warriors belong on the floor, so the sheet is on the floor. But if your obatala is high up, okay, you just put a white sheet on top of the high up obatala. I don't want people like, oh, you have to put all your orishas on the floor. I don't know. Talk to your godparent about that. But specifically for the warriors, since I'm just an orisha, I'm not crowned. My warrior's on the floor, so I put a white sheet on top of them. And I'm gonna explain the machete. Okay. So explaining the machete. For me personally, and this is not I'll say it's not like traditional, putting white sheets on your orishas or on one's orishas, I always speak for myself, that has links to the hiding of the orishas and an acknowledgement of Jesus, white is purity. Why the machete? Why is my Ogun's machete on the outside on top of the sheet? For me personally, okay, and I just have to stress this because I don't want people saying, oh, he's like inventing things. No, this is what I do and what I felt called to do. I don't know if it was my mother that told me to do it, but this is something I've been doing for a few years now. Holy Week is a time of prayer, contemplation, and remembering Jesus. It's not a time for war. It's not a time for work. So when I take the machete and I put it on the outside and I put it on the floor, for me, that represents the laying of arms. I would think that most people, like the mayores, just put a white sheet and that's it. And all the stuff that's sticking out of it, be it arrows inside of ochosi or machetes and knives inside of Ogun, are still there. They just put a white sheet on top. I honestly haven't spoken to enough elders about that. What you do with the weapons inside. I would think they would just put a white sheet and call it a day. So if you are an elder, please elaborate. For me, it represents the laying of arms, the laying of the ceasing of labor, and saying, if you do have like arrows, if I did have arrows inside of my Ogun, I would have them laid out too. Anything that represents war or labor, I would take them out and lay them down, lay them on the floor, as symbolism, as the laying of the arms. That this is not a week of war. This is not a week of there's no need to be at arms, because the ones that we should all be focusing on is Jesus. Olofi. This way is, I was baptized Catholic, and baptism is a pact. Let's not forget that when you're baptized, when you do your lavete in voodoo, when you do your baptism in Sanse or baptism in 21 divisions, when you do a head ceremony, it's a pact that you're making, or you're making a pact with the ganga. So when you're baptized in the Catholic Church, you're making a pact. And in me putting out these white sheets over my orishas, or me taking down my boveda, setting down my boveda, it's me honoring that pact. That's how I see it. It's me honoring that pact that I made within the Catholic Church. And you could look at it, like I said in the last video, where, oh no, there's no need to hide, and I'm not going to honor the a European, or it's a Middle Eastern faith. But you know what I mean. I'm not going to honor that. I'm proud to be what I am. But it's 1 week out of the year to put an end to anything that has to do with stuff that's not Olofi related, like Jesus Christ centered. To put an end to it. No work, you don't do no readings, you're not preparing candles, just quiet, peace, silence. And then after Sunday, resume everything, take off the sheets and everything, and continue, doing whatever it is you got to do. But there's no orishas crowned or misas done. Like, all work ceases when it comes to Holy Week. Well, let me see. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so in a nutshell, just going back, so hiding, putting white, hiding the orishas. Number 2, honoring the traditions of my ancestors. In my case, my grandmother, who was an espiritista. She set down her boveda. It was a time of silence. You're not trying to call forth any madame or whoever. It was just Jesus centered, and you sit down, you do your rosary, and that's it. Number 3, since I was baptized Catholic, I made a pact within the Catholic Church, and this is me honoring that pact. Yeah, so another thing I forgot to hit on is, there's no candles. I don't put no candles to my warriors, no mitutu, no liquor, and that goes for my boveda or any my guides. No cigars, no candles, no maracas, no bells. Nothing that represents entertainment or the calling forth. I'm not gonna cover like if you have a maraca to call your Elegua, your Indian or whoever, even that goes under the sheet, because anything that's to call anybody else gotta go, because it's not a time to be calling any spirits or acknowledging any spirits, and not giving them light or calling forth anybody or anything other than Jesus. I'm acknowledging Jesus and the sacrifice that he made. Okay. So there's that. Oh, another really, really interesting thing that I learned, which, I say interesting because it's like kind of bad, that the other way to look at this, the whole Holy Week, is that apparently a lot of people with like dark intentions will purposely do witchcraft and workings and brujeria during Holy Week. Why is that? Because this week is very powerful. It's like, do work during full moons or do works during eclipses. Well, why would a person want to do brujeria during Holy Week when you're supposed to be in repose, in quiet contemplation, no work, lay down of the arms? It's a time where some people do very dark magic, where they invoke satanic, demonic things. And why is it powerful this week if it completely contradicts the idea of Holy Week? Because it's a mockery of Jesus, and it's so blasphemous, and it completely contradicts the idea of the sacrifice that Jesus made for us. That it spits in the face to do brujeria during this week with the intention of working with demons and be heartless and just destroy my enemies and call on Beelzebub and Azarath and Satan and all that. It spits in the face of Jesus, and that's what makes it so strong, because to do brujeria, specifically like dark brujeria, during this week makes it stronger, because while half of the world is honoring Jesus, you have the few like rebels that want to spit in the face of everything that Jesus represents, and tira brujeria and invoke dark demonic shit, which, I mean, I personally think that's horrible. Not something that I would ever do. I'm about old school. Set down your boveda, put white on your orisha. This is not and especially like for Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Sunday is more of a celebration. On Sunday, I take off the sheet. I would think that most people do it the next day, Monday, but Sunday, Monday. take off the sheet and put the machetes back, in Ogun. Set the boveda back up. That's my way of like, okay, everybody's up in arms and saying, okay, to the general, to Jesus, the Lord is risen. But yeah, apparently, some people do some horrible stuff during the week of during Holy Week. And then like how 3 is a sacred number to Jesus, like because he rose on the 3rd day. The 3 crosses, Jesus in the middle, and the 2 thieves. So 3 is a sacred number, and that some people would like the time that Jesus died was like 3 a.m. or 3:33 p.m., something like that, where some people will go out of the way to do horrible demonic witchcraft, calling on some demonic stuff during that time, specifically the time where Jesus died, as a mockery of Jesus and to spit in his face. So there's that to think about. But I mean, I'm all about tolerance and other people's beliefs. If that's something that you do. But I mean, there's a quick buoy out there. I mean, who won in the end? Okay. I'll just leave it at that. Who won in the end? Okay. But yeah, so Holy Week, Semana Santa. I keep wanting to say Santa Semana. Semana Santa. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Shout out to the one who asked me to do a video on Espiritismo. I got you, bro. I definitely want to do a video on Espiritismo. If you have any questions, if you're an elder, then please elaborate. If you have personal experiences, elaborate. What do you do? I never met either of my grandmothers, but I know from my mother's side, she would do things like set down her boveda. I don't know. I personally don't know enough about my Dominican grandmother. So if there's any Dominicans watching, please, what do you guys do as Espiritistas? Do you do the same thing and you set your boveda down? Do you cover your stuff of the 21 divisions? What do you guys do with your lineage? What did your ancestors do during Holy Week? Or, it's no, I personally don't believe in that. I personally don't go by the Catholic calendar and how they do things. My days go on just the same, So, but, for me, I'm all about tolerance, love, tolerance, peace, light, faith, hope, and charity, and grace, and positivity. So let me know what you guys think. I think it's just something interesting to think about. But yeah, my boveda is out of commission for this whole week. And everybody's in repose. And it's a time of doing your rosary. And, watching, watch the Passion of the Christ on Friday. And let there be nothing but love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, mercy, forgiveness, compassion, grace, and self-control, and all the fruits of the Spirit on Sunday as we celebrate Easter. Yeah. Oh, and actually Good Friday falls on my birthday. Or should I say my birthday falls on Good Friday. So I'm kind of at odds because that's supposed to be like the most somber time where you're not supposed to be having fun, so I don't know. Maybe I'll celebrate on Sunday because I'm kind of at odds because, the day that's supposed to be, my day, is Jesus's day. So I guess I'm not going to be, going to Sky Zone. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what else you want to see. I do sell orisha books to learn how to sing the songs. And if you haven't seen my Yawo music video, Yawo, check it out. So thank you. I'm gonna shut up because now I'm just rambling. Bendición and have a wonderful week. Bendición. H para todo. No sé por eso.